What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So what has seemingly been probably the hardest decision in my collection history, trying to decide how I want to do this, what I want to sell and sacrifice, because no matter what way I put it, there is a sacrifice in this display. I came up with 4 total options on what I wanted to do in my DC setup. I tried moving the girls to behind me, and my initial plan was kind of like just a bust in 1/3, 0 single statues, and I thought of even getting the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which I still do like that quite a bit, and I'd love to own it. Bypassed that, I thought about potentially selling off some of the Justice League, but it really grinded my gears not having a complete Justice League, just because it's one of my favorite movies, like my second favorite of all time. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta have a complete Justice League. And then there was the option of the potential J&D girl wall, which I really like. Granted, it doesn't make total sense outside of just a babe wall, and matching company statues, like all Infinity, all J&D, which looks so damn good. And I really did love the look of that wall. But what makes most sense, and what I've done pretty much throughout my entire collection, is having it by, like theme. Like, why would Catwoman not be next to Bale and, Joker from the same movie? Instead, she would be next to just Harley, part of a girl wall. I understand the big selling point, having 4 incredibly sexy superhero chicks next to each other. But ultimately, I think everything does go best in its theme next to statues from the similar movies. So this is kind of what we're doing. And I do have a few photoshops to show you guys. So we did move Joker bust right here, which I think does work better. It allows this to just look a little bit better for the props. In addition, when I'm walking by, I can actually see him holding the Joker mask. And I get a good circular visual of this bust. He's still holding the mask there, but then you got the Queen mask here. And I think this looks absolutely perfect. It looks so good. Next will be Bale. Now, I was thinking, should I do bust 1/3, bust 1/3? The problem is, that is like a deep back corner with not the best lighting. I mean, it's still good lighting, but I want a big piece there. I tried doing Bale there and photoshopping it, and I feel like the Bale bust would overshadow him, and it wouldn't look that good. It'd only work good if it was like, for example, Darkseid or Steppenwolf in that corner. But having Bale, even though he's a big 32-inch tall statue, the bust is 36 inches, much wider. It's like as wide as this, but taller by a few inches, because he's like 34 inches, I think, and Bale bust is 36. So Bale bust will go best. Plus, it'll be right next to Catwoman bust. So in essence, we're going bust, 1/3, 1/3, bust, bust, 1/3, 1/3, bust, bust. So it all matches up till this point. Then it transitions into bust 1/3, bust 1/3, bust 1/3, and so forth. So I think ultimately this is the way to go for this particular setup. And if you'll notice, I actually put Bane underneath. So Bane actually does fit. Now, I don't have the best angles when I'm standing. Like, I can't see his face. However, I can actually see the face of that one, which is fine. Plus, I got the mask, and I like the look of that right beneath Catwoman. I think that looks amazing. And when I'm sitting down, that is my angle, so I can actually see it quite good. And I think that's probably the best look I've had for Bane, because I'm able to display both the bust and the mask directly to the left and right. So I think that looks great. Then you have the Suicide Squad line. Now, one thing that's kind of irking me a little bit is having a double Harley. We got Harley there and Harley there. So it's like, should I sell my Prime 1 Harley and just do Joker and Deadshot? Which would obviously leave a big 17-inch gap. I could technically do Deathstroke. Granted, it's video game, not movie, but it does fit the theme of Batman villains. There's also the old Suicide Squad Batman, the BVS suit. Because I sold my Justice League suit, and the BVS suit is arguably the best Batman suit ever, and that statue is actually quite amazing, and I think that would actually look really good there and have the matching base. So that's another one to consider, is the BVS Batman right there. Granted, it does give me 2 Batmans. However, they're different suits, where this is the exact same look of Harley. Obviously that one's just like tailored and that's fully sculpted, and this one's a little bit bigger, matches the scale underneath better. I did see that Batman in person at Tokyo Comic Con, and I did love it a lot. I liked it way more than I thought I would. Initially, off photos, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. A pose is kind of wonky. But in person, I was like, holy crap, this is so good. Like, I almost liked it as much as the Justice League. I did like Justice League pose and base a little bit better, but I did really love the Suicide Squad Batman. So I think if I was ever able to find it, or if someone had it and wanted to sell it to me, or even exchange it, like I do a trade for Harley, I would. So after that, you go into the Trinity wall, which we're keeping the same. The only difference is this will be upgraded to Infinity Studios Wonder Woman, which I think just, obviously fits my overall collection better. So I already got a buyer for Queen Wonder Woman, which is the biggest, hardest thing of this. Not having Queen Wonder Woman, because I love it so much. In addition, not doing the girl wall, meaning no J&D Wonder Woman, which also hurts incredibly bad, because I really wanted to get that J&D Wonder Woman. The only other route I think I could take if I wanted to get J&D Wonder Woman is put the Wonder Woman display in the corner and then have J&D Wonder Woman on this wall. That way it'd go bust 1/3, bust 1/3. I could technically do bust 1/3, bust 1/3, bust 1/3, have an end on a 1/3, which is fine. Then it's truly alternating, but it does again have me do 2 Wonder Womans. But if I kept both Harleys, my 2 favorite girls, that could work. So we'll see. I'll probably still get J&D Wonder Woman in hands, at least review it, see how I like it, just because it's part of their like platinum line and whatnot. But I definitely want to see it in person, that's for sure. And I know my buddy's getting it, so I'll at least see it at his house. But yeah, then you transition over here, which will go into the Aquaman corner. Aquaman being one of my bigger busts. My 3 biggest busts are going to be my 2 Batmans, and then Aquaman the biggest. So Aquaman is going to fill that corner nice and beautiful. Now, currently I have the Aquaman poster there, which does work, especially if I keep this Aquaman and not do that one. That one does match the bust better, and it's taller. That will scale better next to J&D, having a shorter height. So I'm going to try both. I think either works, and then I did just put my Aquaman prop there, and I think that looks pretty good. We'll be getting a Mera poster to go right here. Shazam is only here for right now. We may just end up selling Shazam, or I have an idea, which I'll show you in a sec. And then it more or less goes, where Shazam is actually would be Steppenwolf, Mera 1/3, Mera bust, and then so forth. The reason we're going to do that, so obviously we're going to have Aquaman and Mera display, which will look amazing. Mera next to Steppenwolf, because they fought in the Justice League movie, and then transitioning to the final 2 League members surrounded by the villains, with the Justice League poster right in the middle of the wall, and then ending with Darkseid and the Green Lantern ring. Doing Darkseid here, I can technically fit his weapon. If I push it more towards the wall, it is a little bit of a walking hazard, so I took it off for now. So I currently have it posed like that. I may switch to the arm behind the back. This pose isn't bad, but I feel like with the arm up, you want it with the weapon. If you're doing the arms down, I feel like you should just do double arm down. However, that's the most boring look in my opinion. So I'm probably going to change it to arms behind the back. But the thing with arms behind the back is you don't get to see the arm detail, and there's a ton to look at. These amazingly detailed, massive arms. So I'm not going to do a poster behind Darkseid or Steppenwolf because I found that they're too tall. Any poster I put behind them kind of blends them in, and I just can't visually see them as good. Where like this works great. And I don't want to do one of my big posters on this one. I want to keep it to the smaller. The big ones only go here. And then we got the big Batman one, but it is like that. So it's, I think it works really good. So the other thing I can do, like the way I can technically keep Shazam, or I can sell and cancel Black Adam, is, this is actually quite spacious. Like I can scoot all this over and gain about 6-7 inches. Then if I extended that out to the 60-inch shelf, which I do have good reasons I want to do that, because ultimately I want to move Venom bust over there, and then 1/4 Venom, Spider-Man bust, Spider-Man 1/4, Hulk bust. And relocate those. Maybe even sell the Gentle Giant, move Deadpool and Wolverine somewhere else. That way I can put Doctor Strange right there, and I'll have a future Marvel bus space right there for like a Star-Lord, for example. And then with this extra space, I gain 12 inches, plus I can, move this back. I was thinking of doing like Shazam and Black Adam. Their backs are faced against Joker, and they're facing like the Justice League, Steppenwolf and Darkseid, like they're facing off against each other. I feel like that would look really cool. And that's kind of how I, envision keeping Shazam, getting Black Adam, having the entire Justice League, having a bust in 1/3 of all my favorite characters, so this is kind of the idea. So I'm going to print out a Mara poster, and I'm actually going to change this to a Catwoman poster, because obviously that doesn't make sense. Like, that poster would work good behind this, but I prefer the props. So we're going to, if anyone wants to buy this poster, I'll sell it, by the way. But we're going to just print out a Catwoman poster, because I think that will work best. So I think this is the best plan. It's just the matter of which Aquaman do we keep? Because this is going to match Mara better, but that's going to match Aquaman bust better. I'm going to try both. I'm not selling either. Aquaman bust, I just paid for him, so he's going to ship within a few days. And Mara has already shipped. Infinity Wonder Woman should arrive in the next 2 weeks probably. And then you got J&D Mara and Steppenwolf, which are set to ship in the next few months. So it shouldn't be too long to more or less complete everything outside of Black Adam. And obviously Bell Bust is a long way out. He's probably at least a year out, hopefully sooner. It seems like Infinity has been speeding up the process. I feel like the original 3 took 3-4 years. And then after that, they've been pumping them out in about a year to year and a half, which is great. Because, these are some of my favorite pieces in my collection. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy and pleased with how this is looking. Because, I did really want to do that girl wall. I really did. But this just flows better, The transition into this, and then having a Batman in each corner with each of their girls, on each side, transition into Trinity Wall, Aquaman into Justice League. And technically it's Justice League from Batman up until Darkseid. So I do think this flows really well, and it has a good balance and everything, and allows me to have all the main key characters I want to have. So yeah, that is the DC plan I've decided to go for, which was option 4 for me. So we're going to have a lot of good statues in April, folks. Like a shiz ton. It'll probably be the best statue month ever for the Flankster Cave. In all honesty, it really is. So make sure you've subbed to the channel. March has only been meh. What? How many statues have I even gotten this month? 2? Scarlet Witch. We're getting Doomslayer and definitely Raptor, I feel like. But it's definitely been a weak month, but next month will be the best month ever. So sub to the channel. If you're looking to buy statues, use the links below, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.